Linux is often spoken about as if it's a flawless paradise for computer users, a utopia where freedom reigns, performance is unmatched, and corporations have no power over your machine. You hear phrases like Linux just works, Linux respects your privacy, and Linux is for people who know better. But behind this polished image and passionate advocacy lies a darker, far more complicated reality that many Linux fans either ignore or refuse to acknowledge. This is not an attack on Linux, nor is it an attempt to scare people away. Instead, this is an honest look at the uncomfortable truths, frustrations, and trade-offs that come with using Linux in the real world, especially in 2025, when expectations are higher than ever. One of the biggest dark sides of Linux is fragmentation, and it is far worse than many people realize. There isn't just Linux. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of distributions, each with different package managers, release models, desktop environments, philosophies, and levels of stability. For newcomers, this can feel overwhelming and confusing. You're told to just pick a distro, but the wrong choice can lead to driver issues, outdated software, broken updates, or missing features. Even experienced users often argue endlessly about which distro is best, wasting time that could be spent actually getting work done. Fragmentation also hurts software developers, who must decide which distributions to support, which libraries to target, and which packaging formats to use. This leads to inconsistent experiences where an app works perfectly on one distro but barely runs on another. Another uncomfortable truth is that Linux still struggles badly with hardware support, especially on consumer devices. While things have improved over the years, Linux is still often a second-class citizen for hardware manufacturers. Graphics cards, Wi-Fi adapters, fingerprint readers, touchpads, webcams, and power management features may not work properly out of the box. Many users have experienced installing Linux only to discover that their Wi-Fi doesn't work. Their screen brightness can't be adjusted, or their battery drains twice as fast as it did on Windows or Mac OS. Fixing these issues often requires terminal commands, manual driver installation, kernel tweaks, or forum digging that can intimidate or frustrate normal users. The idea that Linux just works is often only true if your hardware happens to be Linux-friendly. Closely tied to hardware issues is the reality that laptop support on Linux is still inconsistent and often disappointing. Many modern laptops are designed with Windows in mind, and features like advanced sleep states, hybrid graphics switching, fan control, and firmware updates can be unreliable or unavailable on Linux. Suspend and resume failures, overheating, and random wake-ups are common complaints. While some laptops, especially those sold with Linux pre-installed, work very well, the average consumer buying a random laptop from a store may face a long list of compromises. This is a harsh truth that Linux enthusiasts rarely highlight when recommending Linux to everyday users. Another dark side is software availability, particularly professional and proprietary software. While Linux has excellent open-source alternatives, they are not always suitable replacements. Many industries rely on software that simply does not exist on Linux or runs poorly through compatibility layers. Adobe's Creative Cloud, Microsoft Office with full feature parity, many professional video editing tools, industry-specific CAD software, music production tools, and enterprise applications are often unavailable or limited. Telling users to just use an alternative ignores the reality that workflows, file compatibility, and collaboration requirements matter. For many professionals, Linux is not a viable primary system, no matter how powerful or elegant it may be. Gaming on Linux is another area where the truth is more complicated than the hype. Thanks to tools like Proton, gaming on Linux has improved dramatically, but it is far from perfect. Not all games work, anti-cheat systems often break compatibility. Updates can suddenly introduce new issues, and performance can vary wildly between systems. Troubleshooting games on Linux often requires reading compatibility reports, tweaking launch options, installing custom runtimes, or switching drivers. For gamers who just want to install a game and play, Linux still presents more friction than Windows. The claim that Linux is now just as good for gaming glosses over these ongoing problems. The Linux community itself is another aspect people don't like to talk about. While many Linux users are helpful and welcoming, there is also a significant amount of elitism, gatekeeping, and hostility toward newcomers. New users asking basic questions are sometimes told to read the manual, learn to Google, or Linux isn't for you. This attitude drives people away and reinforces the stereotype that Linux is only for experts. The expectation that users should be comfortable with the command line, configuration files, and system internals can be intimidating and unnecessary for many use cases. A community that prides itself on freedom and openness can sometimes be surprisingly unwelcoming. Documentation, often praised as a strength of Linux, can also be a major weakness. While some projects have excellent documentation, many others are outdated, fragmented, or written for developers rather than users. Tutorials found online may apply to older versions, different distributions, or deprecated tools. Following a guide step by step can lead to broken systems if commands are no longer valid. New users may not know how to distinguish between reliable and unreliable information, leading to frustration and fear of breaking their system. The abundance of information can paradoxically make Linux harder to learn, not easier. Stability is another area where Linux's reputation doesn't always match reality. While Linux servers are known for uptime and reliability, desktop Linux can be a very different experience. Rolling release distributions can break after updates. Drivers can stop working after kernel upgrades, and desktop environments can introduce bugs that disrupt workflows. Even stable distributions are not immune to regressions and compatibility issues. When something breaks on Linux, fixing it often requires technical knowledge, patience, and time. For users who depend on their computer for work or study, this unpredictability can be stressful and costly. The update system in Linux, often praised as superior, also has its dark side. While centralized package management is powerful, it can also lead to dependency conflicts, broken packages, or outdated software in stable repositories. Users must choose between stability and access to newer features, often juggling multiple repositories or packaging formats like deb, rpm, flatpak, snap, and appimage. This multiplicity adds complexity and confusion. Different distributions handle updates differently, and a mistake during an update can leave the system unbootable. The idea that Linux updates are always safe and painless is simply not true. Security is another topic that is frequently oversimplified. Linux is often described as more secure than Windows, but security depends heavily on configuration, user behavior, and timely updates. Linux systems are not immune to vulnerabilities, malware, or misconfigurations. In fact, because Linux gives users so much power, it is also easier to accidentally weaken security by running commands found online without understanding them. Many desktop Linux users run outdated kernels or software because they fear updates, unknowingly exposing themselves to risks. Security on Linux is strong, but it is not automatic or effortless. One of the most controversial aspects of Linux is the reliance on unpaid volunteer labor. Many core Linux components are maintained by small teams, or even single individuals who are overworked and underfunded. This creates sustainability problems that rarely get discussed. When a maintainer burns out or abandons a project, users can be left without updates or support. Major security incidents in recent years have highlighted how fragile some parts of the open source ecosystem really are. The idea that the community will fix it does not always hold true when resources are limited. Another dark side is the myth of choice. Linux is often praised for giving users unlimited choice, but too much choice can be paralyzing. Choosing between desktop environments, window managers, init systems, file systems, display servers, and packaging formats can feel overwhelming. New users may spend more time customizing and tweaking than actually using their system productively. This constant temptation to optimize, replace, or reconfigure can turn Linux into a never-ending project rather than a reliable tool. Corporate influence is another uncomfortable truth. While Linux is open source, it is not free from corporate control. Major companies heavily influence the kernel, desktop environments, and key infrastructure. Decisions are sometimes driven by enterprise needs rather than desktop users. Features may be added or removed based on corporate priorities, leaving individual users feeling ignored. The narrative that Linux is purely community-driven no longer reflects reality, especially at the core levels of development. Accessibility is another area where Linux falls short. Support for screen readers, voice control, and other assistive technologies is often inconsistent or incomplete compared to mainstream operating systems. This limits Linux's usability for people with disabilities and contradicts the idea that Linux is for everyone. While there are dedicated developers working on accessibility, progress is slow, and many desktop environments still lag behind in this crucial area. Time investment is perhaps the biggest hidden cost of Linux. While the operating system itself may be free, it often demands payment in time and effort. Troubleshooting issues, learning new tools, fixing broken updates, and researching solutions can consume hours or even days. For hobbyists, this can be enjoyable. For professionals or students with deadlines, it can be a serious disadvantage. Linux rewards curiosity and persistence, but it punishes those who just want things to work without thinking about them. Another rarely discussed issue is inconsistent user experience. Different applications follow different design guidelines, toolkits, and behaviors. This can make the desktop feel less polished and cohesive than proprietary systems. Keyboard shortcuts may differ, settings may be scattered, and visual styles may clash. While customization is a strength, it can also result in a fragmented and less intuitive experience, especially for users coming from Mac OS or Windows. Finally, there is the problem of unrealistic expectations set by Linux advocates. Linux is often promoted as a universal solution to privacy, performance, cost, and control issues. When users switch with these expectations and encounter real-world problems, disappointment is inevitable. This gap between promise and reality is one of the biggest reasons people abandon Linux and return to other operating systems. Honest conversations about Linux's limitations would help users make informed decisions, but such conversations are often drowned out by hype and idealism. None of this means Linux is bad or worthless. Linux is powerful, flexible, and essential to modern computing. It runs the internet, powers servers, drives embedded systems, and enables innovation. But the dark side of Linux is real, and ignoring it does more harm than good. A mature ecosystem acknowledges its weaknesses, works to improve them, and respects that different users have different needs. Linux is not a magical cure-all, and it never will be. It is a tool, with strengths and flaws, and understanding both is the key to using it wisely. The real problem isn't Linux itself, but the refusal to admit that it has serious downsides. When those downsides are hidden or dismissed, users are set up for frustration and failure. Only by talking openly about the dark side of Linux can the community grow, improve, and become more welcoming to everyone. And maybe, just maybe, admitting these uncomfortable truths is the first step toward making Linux truly better for the future.